It's the most wonderful time of the year, and despite all the hustle and bustle of the holidays, we have a couple of Lorcana events that happened this weekend, and we will be playing the top two lists this week that were in the Enchanted Tour 2025 Christmas edition. So without further ado, let's go into the list, and then I've got some gameplay. So this is our first place here. It is a Amber Amethyst list, and it's by RHS Christian. So you will take a look at this, and you'll notice right away the cards that we personally love are not in this version of Amethyst Amber, which is the Monster combo. However, this list is a really solid, I would say, kind of like mid-range list with a lot of ability for answers and to be able to control some of the field. Looking at some of the key cards, we have what is basically boiled down to the Amethyst package at this point in time with Elsa, Genie, Iago, Dumbo, Hades, Cheshire Cat, Demona. That is a good, like, more than half the deck right there as far as the Amethyst engine goes. Amethyst is a phenomenally powerful color right now because it has the mix of card draw in the form of like Dumbo, the evasives to go with Dumbo, and Genie. But it also has really good answers and abilities to take out cards with Elsa exerting a card and Cheshire Cat moving damage around. So it is a phenomenal color, and when you pair this with Amber, what do you get? So early game, you get some support with Elanwi, but one of the really cool cards, one of the really good cards that we think that came out in Whispers for Amber is Mowgli. Mowgli gets your opponent to discard something for their hands. Now, some decks will have more options than others, some will have no options, but either way, Mowgli gets you a peek at their hand so you know what's coming, and discards a non-character card, which is pretty awesome. As far as kind of like the other Amber options go, you'll notice that the vast majority of the deck is Amethyst, but the splash for Amber is really good for the Horseman Strikes. There's a lot of evasives right now, and just being able to banish an evasive with the bonus of drawing a card is great. I really like the Horseman Strikes. I think it's a really good answer card, and it does make a compelling argument for Amber. Pair that with the World's Greatest Criminal, which will get all of your big threats that you're worried about in any color. I really like that one as well, and the fact that it's a song means it is singable, which I've always liked kind of that option. And then your ramp in this particular color is Lantern. So this is our first place list. Let's go into our second place list, and then let's see how the games go. Here is our second place list for our Christmas edition Enchanted Tour. It's by PCC Blazing Pika. So this list is a version of the list that I really like right now as far as kind of meta lists go. It is the Amethyst Ruby. Really good fighting, really good challenging, and it's got pretty much the Amethyst package that we just talked about, and pairing it with some good fighters from Ruby. So what do we have? Well, early game we have Tinkerbell. She's a 3/1, so she can take out a lot of the early game stuff. Diablo is a 3/3 on turn 2, which is just great quest for 2. He's a difficult one to get rid of. And Lumiere, as far as kind of pumping up all of our characters. I love Lumiere. I think he's phenomenal. This list has Vanellope in it. The previous versions that I've played and seen have not had Vanellope in it, but I really do like the 3/1 evasive. She can challenge a Dumbo and take a Dumbo out. And so I think she's a really good option for like the evasive fighters there. We have kind of like a Peter Pan and a Tinkerbell as far as like the little evasives go. And then we have Sisu, hoping our opponent has a lot of cards in their hands. Sisu is nice and big, but by far my two favorite cards in this list are Hercules, who says that whenever he's exerted, your hero characters take no damage unless they're being challenged. He gets the same benefit as well. And the Headless Horseman that just banishes something small right when he comes in and then makes all of your characters bigger on your turn whenever your opponent banishes a character. Yzma is a nice inclusion here. There's a couple of times that I was down to 0 cards and Yzma just got me cards, which was great. And then, like I said, we have the Amethyst package with like Demona and Dumbo and Elsa and Genie. So these are our top two lists. Let's go into the gameplay and see who came out on top, at least when Josh and I were playing. Starting off with game 1 here. So I am on the play. I got to roll nice and high and win my dice roll, and I'm going to lead with a Palace Guard. Palace Guard can soak up a lot of damage, which means that Royal Guard that Josh played won't take him out. So I'm going to quest for 1 because it feels safe. I also play a Diablo who's got like the best stats for a 2-drop. A 3/3 that quests for 2 is pretty awesome. Also, the Palace Guard will have a hard time taking that out. I think Josh had said multiple times while playing this deck he was stuck with lanterns in his hand. I can't see his hand, but I assume that's what he's kind of thinking about there. And he plays Niaglo, who's got a Challenger 5. That can take out my Diablo, but I'm still going to quest up to 4 there with the Palace Guard and the Diablo after playing a Sisu, hoping Josh's hand stays nice and big so I can smack his Iago back or the Palace Guard and take that out too. Josh has got, I think, 2 lanterns in his hand. 3 lanterns. Josh is beside me right now doing a double commentary here. So 3 lanterns in his hand, so he's got to ink something that he wants to play.
Can I ink a lantern? That's a much better option to me.
Josh cannot ink a lantern.
I
think he struggles for about 3 minutes here.
Yeah, well, the plan is I just don't have enough inkables to like actually play something, so life is pain.
So he plays one of those three lanterns in his hand, and then he's forced to ink the Horseman Strikes. I remember him saying, I know you have an evasive for next turn. Now I don't. So it didn't matter that he inked the Horseman Strikes, but I do have 2 Diablos. And then I quest up to 7, leaving him just with a Royal Guard and 3 lanterns with a Cheshire Cat. It'll go back to my turn. I'm going to play a Headless Horseman, getting rid of his Octopus, and I'm going to quest up to 14. He wasn't paying attention. 14 is a number that shocks him in a moment. And he plays a Demona, exerts my Horseman, and I get to draw 3 cards. Thank you, Josh. And then he's going to challenge in with his Cheshire Cat to get rid of one of my birds and boost it to get rid of my horseman.
I thought
which
that was a slick play.
It is a slick play. Actually, you clean up the field pretty decently here.
Yeah, if they didn't have to give you 3 cards, I feel like I was doing okay.
I play 2 Tinkerbells, each in different colors, and a Vanellope. I quest up to 19, and Josh has to clear my field. He is not playing Be Prepared. I know that much.
You do a pretty good job here, though.
Actually, no, you do a very good job at clearing my field here. So he exerts the 3 lanterns that he has. Don't you love lanterns now? Playing Elsa.
I like 1 lantern. 1 lantern is the right number of lanterns.
Elsa exerts the Vanellope, and he's going to use the Horseman Strikes to get rid of the readied Tinkerbell with evasive. He's then going to challenge in to get rid of the Sisu with Demona and challenge in with the rest of his stuff. That was done too fast. Either way, he clears the field nicely but doesn't clear it completely, and I take game 1. Going on to game 2. Josh is on the play, I think, here. You should be on the play. Josh on the play. He inks the Whisper of Vanessa, who is just an awesome card here.
So good.
And I'm going to...
does all the work in this matchup.
I'm going to play a 0/1 bird. Ursula becomes a powerhouse in this one. He plays a lantern this time instead of struggling over the 3 lanterns in his hand. He doesn't have 3 lanterns in his hand this time.
1 lantern is great. 3 lanterns is tragic.
I play an upgraded bird, and I quest for 1, knowing that I don't really care if Josh takes out my Diablo, because I'll get to draw a card here if I remember to do it. Oh, look, I remember to do it. I very rarely remember to do that. And then goes back to Josh's turn here, so he's potentially at 4, so he's at Genie. He inks a Dumbo, which is sad because Dumbo's awesome. Going back to me, I'm going to play a Sisu, hope his hand stays nice and big, and then I'm going to take out the Octopus. Now, maybe I should have quested here. I don't know if it would have made a huge difference. Genie takes out the Raven, and then he plays an Ursula. So that Ursula is brutal. So boosted, she's a 4/5 that quests for 3 with evasive. Like, there's not a huge amount that you can do about that.
Nope.
I play a Cheshire Cat. I don't have enough ink to boost him. I think if I remember correctly, I'm not showing my hand to the camera here, but if I remember correctly, I've got an awkward number of, an awkward ink curve in my hand to be able to play either more than one thing or have ink left over. So Josh plays a Cheshire Cat. He's going to boost Ursula to make sure that she gets the extra bonuses there, and then he's going to boost Cheshire to move damage onto my Cheshire. And quest for 5. Glad you find that funny.
I mean, as long as I get to win the evasive race, I win here, so yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, so long as you keep the bigger evasives out. I don't have a huge amount of evasives, I don't think. I had to ink the Elsa because, if I remember correctly, I've got 2 Elsas in my hand. And a Lumiere in a library, I think. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I vaguely remember having. I think I remember looking at you here saying, I don't know what to do. How do I get rid of that Ursula? I'm going to play the Headless Horseman. I love that card. I pop his Genie. And still leaves that stupid Ursula on the field there.
She makes friends.
Trying to convince Josh that I can hit Ursula with Sisu.
Yeah, like, the Sisu has evasive, right? It's flying. It's like, absolutely not.
I struggle for a minute. I decide to do nothing here and just pass. Go back to Josh's turn.
Yep. This is where I get to show you why I moved the damage to the Cheshire to get it off the genies, so that I can now move it off the Cheshire to get rid of something. The original goal was not to do that, but we did.
So he boosts Cheshire to get rid of my Headless Horseman, which is sad. He quests up to 8, which is also sad.
Happy.
And then I'm going to play an Elsa. So I get to exert something. I'm going to exert Cheshire Cat. I got to kill that thing.
No, you don't.
I do.
Cat's fine.
I got to kill the Ursula, but I don't think I've got the cards to kill the Ursula. So Cheshire Cat's got to go next. I double swing into Cheshire Cat. You get rid of your second Ursula. My goodness, if you had her in play. And then we're going back to Josh's turn. He's got the most beautiful card in his deck, in his hand right there.
Cheshire Cat?
No, not Cheshire Cat. He's going to play that Cheshire, boost it, get rid of my Sisu. With these type of decks, whoever can control the board tends to be the one who wins. And so Josh's got a good amount of evasive, which is protected from my challenges. Plus, he's got the Cheshire Cat to be able to move damage around, so it allows him to be able to pick his battles as advantageously as he can. I play a Diablo. I'm going to hope to win the race. I'm not going to win the race, but he plays that iconic Hades. I decide to not get rid of my genie. I first thought maybe I'll get rid of my genie, then I decide not to. Josh is going to quest up to 16. And, 17. And then, I'm in red, so Be Prepared could be on the top here, but we call the game there. And that goes on to game 3. So at this point in time, we are tied. Josh is going to start here, and you start with just inking and passing, like you did last turn.
Yeah.
Or last game. I play a Diablo. This is very similar to last game as well, and Josh plays a Lantern, getting the benefits off of it as opposed to having them just stick around in his hand, and plays an Octopus. I play a Vanellope Racer. I like the idea of Vanellope because she can take out Dumbo, and she feels less of a loss as far as trade values goes compared to some of the other things.
Well, you can use her pretty effectively, right? Is the benefit.
Yeah.
She's got some really cool interactions she can do, and especially if you're playing the Lumiere, it's like she can go up to 4, which is a nice break point. She can go up to 4,
which is a good break point too. Yeah. So Josh plays a Lantern and a Cheshire Cat. I take back what I did there, and I'm going to play a Cheshire Cat. So I'm going to quest up to 1 here. We're both kind of sitting at 1. And I think you're at what? You're at Elsa range? You're at Elsa range. So you are going to exert my Cheshire Cat and get rid of it because we've seen how problematic they can be with moving damage around.
Yeah. Cat's great.
Cat's awful.
Cat's
great on my side of the board.
Cat is a real threat.
I play Hercules, who is great if you can remember what he does, which is only when he's exerted does he give the heroes in your deck the protection. Josh plays a second Elsa, which breaks my heart because he's going to get rid of my Hercules here. At least Hercules. Yeah, and I show him that I have a whole bunch of heroes in my hand to benefit off of poor Hercules there. Josh moves a 2 damage from Cheshire onto Hercules and then gets rid of it with an Elsa. Quest for 1 goes up to 2.
And the reason I sent the damaged one in there just so I didn't lose it,
Yeah, no, it makes sense to keep undamaged things around. And now you want damage around for the Cheshire Cat, but it makes sense to keep the undamaged things around.
Here's where my deck starts to hate me.
Yeah, you move damage around from Cheshire Cat to get rid of the Diablo. I'll remind you that I think you forgot to boost last turn, so you boost anyway, now, late, and then you're going to quest up to 4. You right now have a slightly better board state. I mean, with those 3 lanterns, you can kind of play anything off the top.
The quality of my card draw.
But the quality of your card draw
real bad.
drops off considerably here.
Yeah.
I'm going to ink a Demona because I don't want to give you cards. And I play my second Elsa, and I'm going to take out the Cheshire Cat because, again, we've seen how problematic it can be. You're going to swing into one of the Elsas and play an Iago. And I get to play a Genie, draw a card, play a Raven, and all of a sudden my side of the board is looking stronger than Josh's side of the board.
Yep.
Josh is going to, I assume, decide to kind of race there. I play a Hercules and a second bird, and I keep pace with him, going up to 5 floor as well. The Horseman Strikes, I really like that card. The draw card and get rid of an evasive, especially with the amount of evasives out there. I think it's a really good card.
Well, like, it has some nice little synergies too, right? Like, to be able to just even take out, like, an Iago or to take out a Dumbo, it gives you a lot of value for it. This is where I get run out of the game, I'm thinking.
Yzma's so great here. So I'm empty-handed. I didn't want to play that Demonosaur Inkter because I didn't want to give Josh cards who's empty-handed as well. Yzma is going to be hard for Josh to get rid of, and so I'm going to quest with my characters and kind of leave it up to him whether he wants to swing in or leave me with all of my characters and heroes that are out there.
Yeah, and Alonme. Man, all the high impact cards.
Top deck and Alonme. Great top deck there. And you're going to, you do try to clear my field as best as possible, but this Yzma is going to make a huge difference because I get to draw 3 cards, and now I can... Within a turn or two, I'll be able to empty my hand. So I use Elsa to get rid of the Alonme because I don't want that support to throw off kind of my math here.
Yeah, that Elsa off the top was great because otherwise we're going to clean up a good chunk of that board because I would have taken out the Yzma.
Yeah, the Elsa was good. And then Demona exerts my things. Gave Josh more cards than it gave me, but it still did give me cards as well. And again, just kind of emptying out my hand here. So Iago, another Palace Guard, and a Timothy. And then I'm going to quest up to 17. So
I just quest out because I just
place your bets. Who's going to win?
I bet on you to win because I'm not getting there.
And we call the game there. So that was our best of 3. What do I have to say about this? Well, both decks felt good. They felt like they could take either game, and they felt like it was kind of like a who got set up first, which is often how these games go when you have 2 equally powerful decks paired against each other. The World's Greatest Criminal Mind and the Horseman Strikes were fantastic kind of Amber additions to answers to be able to get rid of opponents' characters. I thought that they were great. However, the Amber list did struggle with that lantern. Now, it just might be Josh's luck because you shouldn't draw as many lanterns as Josh does. But he seems to have this kind of like really consistent ability at getting 3 lanterns in his hand all at once by turn 3. And that's not what you want. 1 would be great because then it starts to give you discounts on your characters, but like 3 and they're uninkable does mean that you're sacrificing your characters to the inkwell to be able to play those lanterns because you're doing nothing else with them when you really should want characters. And I was not necessarily playing an aggressive list, but I definitely was able to play it in an aggressive way because there were a couple games or a couple turns where Josh didn't have much because those lanterns were stuck in his hand. So lanterns is a 4 of because it's your only ramp, can totally see it. However, I think with it being an uninkable, I don't know if I'd put it as a 4 of. And that's my thoughts there. Otherwise, the deck felt pretty good. I will totally say that Josh will want to go back to the combo list because he really likes the monster combo, but this list felt pretty solid. More Madam Mim elephants, I'd say, were needed because the kind of returning things, especially returning things to your hand with enters the battlefield triggers, would be great, and it would be very helpful. The all-star of the list that I do want to kind of throw some spotlight their way is the Ursula Vanessa Whisper. She is great. A 4/5 that quests through 3 with evasive when she's boosted is really tough to deal with. And like, I think that she's great. There was multiple times where I was sitting there saying, okay, well, like, what do I do about this card? I can't take her out. She's got evasive, but even if I could take her out, it's going to take most of my characters to do it. So I really liked her. I thought she was really good. Flipping to the other side of the table, the Amethyst Ruby list was a very strong list. I really like this list. I think that this has had a couple of weeks to get itself situated and sorted as far as deck lists go. And there's a couple cards that are different in this versus other editions. I did like the addition of Yzma. I was lucky enough to draw the one of Yzma in the list, but the fact that you can go empty-handed with this list does mean that Yzma can get you a decent amount of characters if you can keep her on the field, which I was able to. So, yeah, that's great. The Headless Horseman, I think he's phenomenal. Same with Hercules, but I always have. I did like the Vanellope. The Vanellope coming out on 2 and being able to challenge into a Dumbo is great. I think that gives this list the answer to like the early Dumbo that it kind of needs to be able to stop your opponent's characters from being able to kind of like get the benefits from those evasives. So that is my best of 3 kind of for the weekly recap. It is, I like that it comes from a Christmas edition Enchanted Tour, which is great there. So we'll see what happens throughout the week. There has been a new list every single week in the top list, which is great. It also means, I think, that people are getting really excited about deck innovating. And I'm excited about deck innovating too. So later on this week, I will have a turkey deck for you. I already have my Hey Hey list out there. I have some gameplay for the Hey Hey list. So if you want to see a turkey questing on Turkey Day, or Christmas, I'll get that out sometime this week. But that is kind of it. Happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you soon.